Tennis heartbreak for Alex Eala. Narrow early exit in thrilling three-set match. Philippines, what's next for the rising star? The Guangzhou night was electric. Under the shimmering floodlights, the young Filipino sensation Alexandra Eala stood on the court, sweat dripping, heart pounding, eyes fierce yet calm. The crowd roared. Filipino flags waved proudly. Chants echoed to the stands. "Let's go, Alex!" It was the kind of energy that could carry a player to greatness. But tennis, as ever, is a game of inches, emotions, and fragile moments. And on this particular night, fate danced on the edge of Alex's racket, only to slip away in the narrowest of margins. After nearly 3 hours of relentless rallies and emotional swings, Alex Eala fell in a heartbreaking three-set battle. 6-4, 4-6, 6-7, 5, against a more experienced opponent. The match was everything tennis fans dream of: booming forehands, courageous comebacks, and moments that made time stop. Yet, when the final point was played, Eala's shoulders dropped. The pain of defeat was sharp, but the respect of everyone who watched her fight was absolute. Sunrise to rise before the fall. Before diving into heartbreak, one must remember how far Alex Eala has come. At only 20 years old, she has already carved out a name as one of Asia's brightest tennis hopes, a former junior Grand Slam champion, now grinding her way through the pro circuit with passion and persistence. Her journey began in Manila, where a little girl once swung her racket at the Philippine Colombian Association courts, dreaming of Wimbledon. Her mother, Riza, was a swimmer. Her brother, Miko, played collegiate tennis in the U.S. But Alex, she was a fighter, small, quick, strategic. When she joined the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, she was barely a teenager. Yet even then, her coaches spoke of her discipline, humility, and Filipino fire. And in 2025, that fire blazed brighter than ever. She had reached several ITF finals, climbed higher in the WTA rankings, and taken down top 100 players with fearless poise. Guangzhou was supposed to be another stepping stone, a chance to push into the next tier of global tennis. But sometimes, the sport has other plans. Fire the match that tested her soul. From a very first game, Eala's energy was infectious. Her footwork was sharp. Her cross-court forehand struck like lightning, and her passing shots drew gasps from the audience. She took the first set 6-4 with authority, sealing it with an ace down the tee that even her opponent could only applaud. But momentum is a fickle friend. In the second set, errors crept in, tiny cracks that grew under pressure. Her opponent, sensing the shift, began mixing drop shots with heavy topspin, forcing Alex to chase every ball. A few net cord went against her. A few line calls broke her rhythm. She lost the second set 4-6. The decider was a war. Both players traded breaks, sweat flying under the humid Guangzhou night. Every point felt like a duel of wills. Alex's face was a canvas of emotion, grit, exhaustion, determination. At 5-5, she saved 2 break points with stunning backhands that made even her opponent smile in disbelief. The tiebreak was chaos, 6-5, match point against her. One more serve, one more rally, and then the net. The ball caught the tape and rolled back. The silence that followed was deafening. Alex stood frozen, eyes closed. Then she smiled, bittersweet but graceful, and walked to the net. She hugged her opponent, thanked the umpire, and waved the crowd. The heartbreak was real, but the grace was even more powerful. Broken heart, the human behind the hero. After the match, Eala sat in the locker room, towel over her head. Her coach patted her shoulder gently. "Alex, that was incredible tennis," he said softly. She didn't respond at first. Only when the tears had dried did she whisper, "It hurts because I knew I was close." That's what separates good players from great ones, the hunger for more. Later, in the post-match interview, she faced the press with maturity far beyond her years. "I gave everything I had," she said. "Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Tonight I learned." Her honesty struck a chord across social media. Filipino fans flooded her feed with messages of pride and love. "You're still our champion, Alex. The heart you showed tonight was worth more than any trophy. We're behind you, always Philippines out." And it wasn't just fans. Fellow players, Coco Gauff, Emma Raducanu, Leylah Fernandez, commented or reposted clips of her best rallies, praising her composure. The global tennis world saw not just a player, but a future star who handled defeat with class. Cloud with rain, pain, purpose, and progress. Every athlete faces a defining loss, a moment that either breaks them or builds them. For Serena, it was early defeats that shaped her into the champion she became. For Nadal, it was injuries. For Eala, this might be that moment, the heartbreak that fuels the next chapter. Behind the scenes, her training routine is already legendary. 6 days a week. She hits the court before sunrise, focusing on precision drills and endurance. She watches hours of match footage, not to celebrate her highlights, but to analyze every missed opportunity. Her mental coach once said, "Alex has the rare combination of humility and hunger. She knows she's good, but she never stops asking how to be better." This loss, though painful, adds another layer to that mindset. In her social media post the following morning, she wrote, "It wasn't my night, but it was a night to remember. Thank you, Guangzhou. Thank you to everyone who believed in me." The journey continues. The photo attached showed her walking off the court, racket slung over her shoulder, looking up at the night sky. It went viral, not because of the defeat, but because of the spirit it captured. Butterfly the power of the Filipino spirit. There's something profoundly symbolic about Alex Eala's rise. She's not just playing for herself. She's playing for an entire nation that has long yearned for a tennis breakthrough. In a country dominated by basketball and boxing, Eala's presence on the global stage brings new dreams to young Filipinos. Rainbow, a lesson for dreamers. Eala's story isn't just about tennis. It's about courage. It's about standing tall after defeat, about finding light in loss. There's a line from a fan's comment that perfectly captures it. "You didn't lose, Alex. You just showed the world what fighting Filipino spirit looks like." And that's true. The scoreboard said she lost. But anyone who watched that match saw victory in another form. The victory of character, of composure, of refusing to give up even when the odds turned. It's easy to cheer for champions holding trophies, but it takes deeper love to cheer for them when they fall and rise again. Tennis, the final rally. As the Guangzhou lights dimmed and the crowd filed out, Alex took one last look at the court. Somewhere deep down, she smiled, not because she was content, but because she knew this wasn't the end. It was merely a chapter. Somewhere in the quiet of her hotel room, she probably replayed the match in her head, already plotting her next move, already determined to turn heartbreak into history. And when she returns to the court again, perhaps in Seoul or maybe in Melbourne, the world will watch not just for her backhands and aces, but for her spirit. Because Alex Eala is more than a rising star. She's a story in motion, a living reminder that defeat is never final when your heart still burns for victory. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.